Well, this video is going to come off really negative, and honestly, I don't care, man. The Jets are 0-4. This score does not really reflect what this game was all about. The Jets have another almost victory, so now they're 3-1 in almost victories, which I guess is something that you have to hang your hat on if you're Aaron Glenn and his New York Jets, who are now irrelevant before October. We'll be talking draft and everything else before Halloween, and it gets old, man. Again, we set the bar so low for this team, and in my opinion, they're not even meeting that bar. And almost every concern you had coming into the season is almost coming to fruition in a negative way. You had a first-time general manager. Look at all the moves that Muji's made so far. How many of them have played out? First-time head coach. Could this job be too big for him? Could he be in over his head? First-time offensive coordinator. A lot of concerns there. First-time O-line coach. Problems there. Building your offense in this environment. Reclamation project at quarterback. How is that going to work out? The defense, Steve Wilks, questionable hire. Could it be a bad fit? And you're looking at it all play out now. And hold on, Tyson. They had 400 yards of offense. Okay. They had 13 penalties and 3 turnovers. Losing football. Every facet of this team contributed to another loss tonight. And they gave this game away. The Dolphins are a bad team. But it's funny hearing Jet fans tell me, don't worry. They can play the Panthers, the Saints. The Jets are a get-right game for everybody right now because they suck on both sides of the ball. They do. They don't play complimentary football. They don't play quality football. They don't play, competent football. So the Dolphins get the ball, drive down the field. The Jets miraculously hold them to a field goal. Great. The Jets, to their credit, storm right down the field, led by the running game. Braylon Allen fumbles the ball on the 1-yard line, which right then, the Jet fan, you said, I've seen this before. But you said, so the fan in me is like, you know what? Get a good stop here. Get a 3 and out. Even hold them a little bit. Get the ball back in good field position. Go back and score and just change momentum. What did the Dolphins do? What was it? 15 plays, 96 yards for a touchdown. To Darren Waller of all guys, a guy that was retired last year, who had 2 touchdowns tonight. The defense looks dazed. They look confused. They look like there's so many high-priced guys on this defense that are not earning their paycheck. Just a fact. Going back to the offense, I understand Aaron Glenn wants to be a ground-and-pound coach. I understand you want to run the ball. You have, Braylon Allen, we'll go to that later. So you have Brees, who looked like after that catch play, he hurt his knee. He was kind of hobbled towards that, but he played through it. He had a quality game. Justin Fields looks like they're scared to have him throw the ball downfield. Why do you brag about having Aaron Smith and his speed if you're never going to use it? The defenses aren't scared of the Jets' passing attack because it's 4 yards. To the point, at one point, it was 3rd and 6. They ran the ball and got stopped instantly. The passing game makes no sense. And then when they finally do open up, they have success. And then you have a friggin' personal foul on John Simpson, all kinds of pre-snap penalties. I will say this. As bad as the Jets were tonight in many facets, the officiating was 30 times worse. Completely biased. The PI on Sauce, I think, was horseshit. The touchdown, the offensive pass interference on Garrett Wilson was completely absurd. But again, Jets had pre-snap penalties and everything else that kind of contributed to it. So the offense just looks out of it. They don't look like they know what they're doing. The one play, Membo wasn't even out of his stance. The guy was already by him. And the Jets' one big splash play was a 43-yard by Justin Fields, was a broken play. He was running for his life. It's not like they were schemed through all this stuff. Then they score a garbage touchdown at the end of the 4th quarter. The same thing the Bucs did last week, letting the Jets back in the game. The same thing the Dolphins did this week. So it's a closer, it just looks better on paper. To me, this game was awful. The Jets didn't look good at all. There's not one strength of this team. You can't pick, the offensive line is good, or defensive line is good, or this. They don't have anything you feel comfortable with. Now Braylon Allen's hurt, which is terrible. So the offense made so many mistakes, man, and I just don't understand what the hell they're doing. I don't. I have so many concerns with it. And then you look at Mason Taylor had a breakout game. Good for Mason Taylor. Garrett Wilson with an incredible catch for a touchdown, who definitely he should have 2 touchdowns tonight, but he definitely deserves better from this team because they're completely letting him down at this point with a putrid offense and a quarterback that's lost and a coordinator. It seems like he's in over his head now, to be honest with you. Defensively, the Jets hurt themselves more by hitting each other. Tony Adams, who shouldn't be on this team, a complete liability with horrific tackling, giving up a touchdown. Smokes Jamien Sherwood. Jamien Sherwood cracks Michael Carter, knocks him out of the game. So many times you see the Jets over-pursuing, getting fooled. Then they have no speed to catch up. Not really sure what Cisco did tonight other than nothing. Just terrible defense once again when it's just, you have, and the one thing is, they're without 2 linebackers. Every team in the NFL is dealing with injuries and everything else. It comes down to coaching and fundamentals, and they're not even doing that. They're being thoroughly outcoached, seems like week in and week out at this point. Special teams, if you look at, so you bring in Isaiah Williams to be your returner. They have Braylon Allen returning kicks, who you bring in, he gets hurt on the play and actually fumbles. Then the guy you bring in Xavier Gibson was cut because he fumbled. Isaiah Williams, the guy you bring in for him, fumbles, and he gets a fair catch as he fades back on the 2-yard line. Seriously, he caught a fair catch on a 2-yard line. Like, you look at all the ways this Jets team lost this game, it's remarkable. Like, I've seen so much football for a long period of time. This is new to me, man. This is bringing me back to the Kotite days. And you start to wonder, the Jets are going to have a top 5 pick. Do you feel comfortable handing this pick over, which may be a quarterback, to this staff? Do you feel comfortable with this general manager building this team up? Do you feel comfortable with this head coach who I want to like, I want to buy into? Do you feel comfortable with this head coach building a better staff and building around a young quarterback? I don't. There are literally, I say this every week, there are literally more questions than answers. You watch, the Jets are becoming a 3-hour waste of time because you're just watching comedy football, man. And I was calling them a bunch of clowns, and the chat was right. That's insulting the clowns. It is. So where do you go from here? Like, I probably missed so many things I want to talk about. I'm just so annoyed and disgusted. It's not fun anymore, man. Like, it's not, I don't know what to look forward to anymore. What do you hang your hat on as a Jet fan? Aaron Glenn is talking, and I don't think anybody's listening. I don't care that he went in the locker room and started yelling at people. Your offense lacks imagination. Your defense can't even do fundamental things right. And now your special teams are a liability. And then you're adding in penalties and everything else. Jets had no sacks. They had no forced fumbles. They had one forced fumble they didn't recover. No interceptions. Like, there's not anything they're doing right consistently. So it's like, well, this is a rebuild. Yeah, but the problem you have with this rebuild is you're going to have to trust Aaron Glenn to weed out all the bad players, because some of the bad players, the things they're doing this year, the same thing they did last year, which is concerning. But do you trust him to be the right guy to do that? And that's the concern with hiring a first-time head coach. And that's why we wanted all these other guys. We're just like, no, we're smarter than you. This guy's the right guy. We all embrace him because he's a former player, respect the guy, climb the ladder the right way. He's not a proven winner, dude. He's not. He can talk it, but he has to walk it first. We can't just trust me, bro, ain't gonna work for me. You want to see it, and nobody's seeing it. So, I don't know, man. Like I said, I know this video's probably not all that good. I'm tired of watching this football, and there's nothing to look forward to on Sundays anymore other than every other game the Jets are not involved in.